Independent films can be financed in a number of ways, and there are different legal and practical issues that arise with each method of financing that filmmakers need to be aware of before obtaining funding for their project. Hi, James Pacitti, entertainment attorney and production counsel in Los Angeles. Independent films can be financed in a variety of ways, and entire books have been written on the subject. So for this video, I just will do a bullet point summary of the most common methods of financing. And those methods are debt or loan financing, investor or equity financing, borrowing against pre-sale agreements, borrowing against distribution contracts, and distributor-supplied financing. In this video, I'm going to focus on equity financing. And equity investment can be structured in a number of ways. For example, an investor can hold stock in a corporation, membership interest in an LLC, or limited partnership interest in a partnership. Since the most common structure for independent film financing is the LLC, I'm going to focus on that structure in this video. An equity investor shares the potential rewards of a successful project and also shares in the potential risks of a project that fails to recoup its financing. Someone is considered an investor when they provide funds and they are not going to be actively involved with the management of the business and expect a return on their funds through the efforts of others. In this context, the business being the development, production, and distribution of a film through the efforts of the producers. Such persons or entities, what they hold in the LLC are membership interest, and those membership interests are considered securities. Since producers seeking equity financing are selling securities, federal and state securities laws apply. State and federal securities laws require that most securities offered for sale be registered with a federal or state government. However, producers can avoid the expense and hassle of registration by availing themselves of one of the exemptions to registration under federal and state law. These exemptions are generally restricted to private placements, which means offerings to people who are already known as opposed to solicitation of strangers. There are a variety of exemptions under both federal and state laws. And they all have varying requirements and restrictions, but all security offerings, even those exempt, are subject to the anti-fraud provisions under federal law and applicable anti-fraud provisions under state law. Consequently, the offerer, being the producers, will be responsible for any false or misleading statements that are made, whether written or oral. Those who violate the law can be pursued both civilly and criminally. Moreover, an investor who has purchased a security based on misleading information or the omission of relevant information can rescind the investment agreement and seek the return of their entire investment. Therefore, when seeking to finance your film through equity investment, it is very important to consult an attorney experienced in this type of film financing. If you have any questions or if you have a project you wish to discuss, don't hesitate to contact us.